My name is Kate. I'm 25 years old and work in the office. I am newlywed and live with my husband Tristan. We decided to buy a house at the same time we got married, partly because of a loan. We have to go to a real estate agency every weekend to look for land. And in addition, we are living with my parents-in-law for the time being until the house is ready. However, my sister-in-law Josie, who has come to live with us, is a very troublesome person. She is 22 years old and a college student. She is 8 years younger than Tristan, who is 30 years old. So both Tristan and his parents have always pampered her. Thanks to that, she grew up to be an incredibly self-centered girl. I didn't think it would be a big deal because we'd only be living together for a short period of time. But now, Josie has done it again. Josie, hey.
What is it? I'm busy talking with my friends. If it's not important, I don't have time.
It's important. You took clothes from my room again, didn't you? I told you not to take clothes from my room without permission, and I'd lend them to you if you asked me. If you do it again, I'm gonna put the lock on the door. Please be more thoughtful.
It's not important at all. What's with that tone of voice? Who do you think you are?
I'm Kate, your brother's wife.
You have a big attitude. It makes me angry when people are condescending. You think you can tell me what to do just because you're Kate?
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking you not to take my clothes. I don't like it when you do that.
It bothers me more when you act like you're the big shot. You came as the wife, and we let you live in our house, right? How can you behave like that?
I'm only living here because Tristan asked me to do so for a short time, so I wouldn't care if I were kicked out. I'm more worried about people taking my clothes without my permission. No matter how much we're sisters-in-law, there's a certain etiquette. Think about how it feels to have someone break into your room and take your stuff.
What's with that tone? You're acting like I stole them.
That's exactly how I feel.
You're being cheeky, even for a wife. You're the wife and your belongings are mine. And being the daughter of the house, I'm more important than you. As a wife, you have no right to disobey me. Isn't this common knowledge?
No, it can't be. Josie, you have a very old-fashioned way of thinking for someone so young. Wife, well, that's fine. Don't take things without permission. When I came home from work that day, Josie didn't even make eye contact with me. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it because I thought that as long as we moved, we wouldn't have to see each other so much. I had never said anything before, but Josie's behavior was becoming more and more vicious, and I was so numb that I finally said something today. Even after we decided to get married, things have been so hectic that we haven't been able to have a wedding. Since we were not even going on our honeymoon, my husband suggested that we splurge on a wedding dress and tuxedo and have them custom made. I visited the store many times to take measurements and discuss designs and spent every day feeling excited. One evening, 1 month before the wedding, I received a phone call from the store that made my dress. Did your dress and tuxedo arrive safely? I panicked. When I asked for more details, they said that Josie had come to the store. She told them that the wedding was suddenly moved up. She said that her brother and his wife were too busy to come out, that she had come to pick it up. The staff at the store believed her story and gave Josie the dress and tuxedo. After talking about how to handle it, I hung up the phone and rushed to call Josie to ask where she was. Josie, where are you? Pick up the phone. Where on earth are you?
Oh, Kate, I'm sorry. I didn't notice the message. I'm a little excited and it's so noisy around here. I'm really busy right now. What do you want? If it's just another stupid story, I'd appreciate it if you'd refrain from telling me.
It's important and I'm in a hurry. Where are you?
At school, of course. I told you about the school festival today, didn't I? It's already so exciting and awesome.
You're not wearing my dress at the school festival, are you?
What? Yes, I am. What about it?
What do you mean, what about it? That dress is what I'm wearing at my wedding, okay? There's no way you can wear it without permission.
Yeah, because I promised my friends that I would attend in costume. But I couldn't get the costume ready in time, so I had no choice. It fits perfectly and looks just right. I've always thought we have similar body types, but I didn't realize the dress fits perfectly too.
There is no I had no choice. Just hurry up and come home. You can't use that dress for something like the school festival.
Huh? Did you say something like for the school festival? I'm sure an old lady like you wouldn't understand. For college students, the school festival is a fun party once a year. It's a very important day for everyone to dress up and have fun. It's as important as your wedding.
No way. There are 4 school festivals but only 1 wedding. Hurry up and give it back.
No! The school festival isn't over yet. Oh, you piss me off. I'm going to wear this dress to the after-festival party and all the drinking parties. I'm sure even the dress will be more pleased to see me in it, young and pretty, than to see you in it. I'd like to get back to having fun, so don't bother me.
In the end, Josie didn't return until early in the morning. The dress she returned was black, and the lace was so worn out that there was not a trace of it left. The tuxedo had been lent to someone else and was badly stained from spilled alcohol, and some of the decorations had been removed. Even though I had been saying that it would be fine if they came back safely, I was furious when I saw the condition of the dress and tuxedo. We both sat on the floor and I yelled at her. Josie cried and kept making excuses, saying, But. In the end, Josie said, "My big brother is my only big brother. I want to wear a custom-made dress," she cried, and locked herself up in her room. Tristan also said that if she wants to wear a dress so badly, he'll do something about it for her wedding. He is defending Josie and accusing me of being in the wrong. I don't know what Tristan is thinking. In the end, we settled the matter by asking my in-laws to shoulder the cost of the dress. I can't get over how angry I am. The store admitted their fault and said they would make a new dress for me. But I don't want to make a new dress with the same design. In a picture of Josie at the school festival, you can see her in the dress I was going to wear. I didn't want to have the same design. I really liked it so much, I was really in shock. I couldn't stay depressed all the time, so I tried to snap out of it. The next day, during my lunch break, I received a message from my mother-in-law.
Kate, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, okay. What is it?
It's about the dress we talked about today.
You're talking about the wedding dress that's being remade, right? Is something wrong?
I talked it over with your father-in-law, and he doesn't think it's right to spend thousands of dollars on a dress.
What? What do you mean?
I think that since you're the bride-to-be, you should be modest. If you have to redo the dress, you have to postpone the wedding, don't you? That would be inconvenient for everyone, wouldn't it? I want you to be the adult here. It's just a wedding.
Just a wedding? It's a once-in-a-lifetime big day. Can you say the same thing at Josie's wedding?
Well...
You can't say that, can you? She's your cute daughter, right?
But you're not Josie.
Huh?
I want to spend as much money as I want for Josie's wedding without compromising. But you're not Josie. You're the wife. A wife who's not even a blood relative and is the least important in the family. It's outrageous to challenge your mother-in-law. You need to think about the position you're in.
You're the one who needs to think about the position you're in. I've asked for reimbursement for the wedding dress, and I'm willing to charge you 100% of the amount.
What do you mean?
You said thousands of dollars for the dress, but the truth is that it would cost me well over $20,000.
$20,000? Was the dress that expensive?
That's right. Even rentals are in the thousands of dollars range. He didn't want to trouble his parents and Josie, so my husband asked me to give you a discount, so I had no choice but to do so.
We can't pay that kind of money. It's just a wedding, right? There's no way a wife would be allowed such extravagance. And if it's that important, you should keep better track of it.
No, Josie went all the way to the store, you know? And she even told an elaborate lie. And you still want to say it's my fault?
That's right. You just went and married Tristan on your own without thinking how Josie would miss him. It's your fault for trying to enjoy the luxuries of being a wife while leaving Josie, our daughter, behind.
I understand. If you insist, I have an idea.
What? What idea?
I'll stop by the police station on my way home.
The police? Wait, what do you mean? What are you going to do?
What you ask? I'm going to file a damage report. Josie has taken a lot of things from me in the past, and on top of that, the price of this dress is out of comparison.
But it's your fault.
That means you're not paying for the dress, is that correct? Well then, I'll report it to the police with that in mind.
Wait a minute, I was out of line. I'll pay for the dress, just not the police.
Okay, I understand. But for now, I'll notify Tristan and my father-in-law about this.
Huh? I said I'll pay, so that's fine. So just forget about it. At least, don't tell your father-in-law. I'll get in trouble.
Feel free to get in a lot of trouble. I ignored her and called Tristan and my father-in-law right away. That was the end of my lunch break. When I returned to my parents' house after work, my mother-in-law seemed to have been squeezed hard by my father-in-law, and she became quiet for the time being. Because we were both busy with work, we had to postpone the wedding for 4 months, but we managed to get a nicer dress, and the wedding went off without a hitch. Well, Josie was in a bad mood the whole time. We then proceeded to quickly look for land, and a year later, the house was finally completed. It was finally moving day. Unfortunately, it was also Josie's wedding day.
What's that?
I received a message from the bride, Josie.
What the hell are you doing?
Josie, oh, did you get our present? Sorry, I couldn't make it to the wedding. I was told I couldn't get the house key until the day of the wedding. Sorry it's by text, but congratulations on your wedding. I hope it'll be the best ceremony ever.
You've got to be kidding. My brother said he'd make me a custom-made dress. This is a child's toy.
Even children's toys are amazing these days. They're so carefully made.
You even came to our house and took my measurements. What's going on?
What? The dress I sent you didn't fit you? I'm sorry. Did I make a mistake in the measurements? Or did you get fat? You know, you have to manage your figure properly.
You did it on purpose, didn't you? I'll never forgive you. You messed up my wedding. Screw you.
I'm the one who should say screw you. I should have said it a long time ago. You ruined my wedding first, didn't you, Josie? It was your fault we had to move the wedding date. I had to call all kinds of places and apologize. It was a lot of work.
I paid for it and apologized. That was the end of the matter, wasn't it? Why are you taking revenge on me?
Your father paid for it, didn't he? And I'm the one who sent you that dress. But it wasn't me who said I'd get even with you.
Huh? Who else but you?
There is someone. You ruined my and whose wedding?
You don't mean my brother?
Bingo! You're right, you're right. too bad your big brother won't be at the wedding and he's going to get his revenge like this.
Oh no! My big brother? He said he'd buy it for me. Didn't he buy the dress because he forgave me?
I thought that's what he was saying at the time too. But he said he'd been thinking of doing this to you when you got married. It seems you were the only one who thought they could let bygones be bygones. Since that day, Tristan has been looking for an opportunity to get revenge without me, my in-laws, or you finding out about it.
But he was always so nice to me even after that. Was that all a lie? Was it all an act?
That's right.
But, so after getting back at me like this, I'm forgiven, right? It's all water under the bridge, and he'll go back to being my kind brother again, won't he?
Yeah, that's impossible. He's right next to me, but he says he despises you, Josie. It's like he still hasn't forgiven you. Well, I don't want to be involved with you ever again, so I won't give you the address of our new house. And I wish you a long and happy life. Oh, and don't go crying to Mom and Dad and try to get our address.
What? Why should I?
If you do, I told them I'll stop sending money to them.
Sending money?
Well, I told them that if we rent an apartment while we build the house, I wouldn't be able to send them money. So they asked us to move in with them until the house was built.
That's a lie! You guys were living with us because you were in financial trouble. I know that, you know.
You just came to that conclusion on your own, right, Josie? Don't get all delusional on me. You've been so arrogant with me. What belongs to the wife belongs to me. I'm more important than the wife, the daughter of the family.
That's...
You wanted me and Tristan to get divorced, but my parents bought the land for our new house, and if we weren't married, I wouldn't be able to send them the amount of money I'm sending them now. It was Tristan and your mom and dad who would suffer if we got divorced.
You're lying!
I'm sorry, but it's true.
Hold on. I don't want to never see my brother again. I want to apologize to my brother one more time. Let me apologize, please.
I can't do that. If you had apologized to me back then, none of this would have happened. Anyway, I hope the wedding goes well. See you later.
Wait, Kate! I said wait!
According to what I heard from my mother-in-law who complained to me later, Josie was 6 months pregnant and the wedding hall did not have a dress that would fit her size. So she had no choice but to wear a dress that was too big for her belly. My mother-in-law said the moment the bride entered the room, the attendees were so embarrassed that their faces went red. Josie started crying in the middle of the reception, and the wedding was a mess. In the end, Josie also sent me a message asking me to let her meet with Tristan and to pay for the wedding. So I stopped sending money to my in-laws. Instead, I sent them a bill for everything that Josie had stolen from me. My father-in-law immediately called Tristan to apologize, but he brushed it off, saying that he had already told her repeatedly. And Josie, who had caused the incident, was told by her father to never come back to her parents' house again. When Josie found out she was pregnant right after graduating from college, she turned down a job offer from a company that had offered her a position. It seems that she was counting on her parents' support, but there was no way her parents could afford it, and it turned out that her plans had failed. I know she had no way of knowing that her own family was in flames, but even so, what she did to me was unforgivable. I feel a little sorry for her, but let's hope she accepts this as retribution for what she has done. As for me, I will finally be able to live a comfortable life in my own home, which I have longed for. I realized how comfortable life is when I don't have to worry about my insane sister-in-law. Now we are enjoying a quiet life together as a couple. I no longer have to send money to my parents-in-law, and it would be nice to welcome a new member to the family.
Selena, what are you doing out on your own? Is it true that you and Matthew moved out a week ago? I couldn't get in touch with you, so I came here and found that your house is deserted. He doesn't need an insane wife like you. I will find him a better woman to marry.
What are you talking about when Matthew also moved out with me?
He is being deceived by you. I have to pull him out of it.
He doesn't like your meddling, so he chose to cut you out and move in with me.
What?
Also, Matthew and I have both changed jobs, so please don't cause us any trouble by going into our old workplace.
You changed jobs?
Goodbye now.
Tell me your new address. Selena!
Selena, it's been a long time. Has it already been 3 years? What? My mother-in-law suddenly contacting me? Isn't it a little late for that?
Oh, I knew you didn't block my number.
Yeah, well, even though we don't want to speak with you, we still need to keep tabs on what you're up to, just in case. I thought you'd given up and would never contact me. What do you even want?
Still the same sassy wife who can't keep her mouth shut. Well, I'll put a stop to that today. I won't let you get away with it anymore.
Huh? What are you going on about?
I tracked down you and Matthew's address.
What?
And, Selena, I heard you're pregnant. And isn't the baby due today? Your neighbor told me she saw you leaving last night, saying you were having contractions. If you're replying to me, then you've already had the baby, right?
She was born in the middle of the night with Matthew by my side, and it was a very easy delivery.
I thought I would ask you to start apologizing today for making him disappear from me the way you did. But even if you apologize now, I will never forgive you.
Apologize? I have nothing to apologize to you for, nor do I intend to apologize to you ever.
Cheeky! Fine then. I'll discipline you severely from now on so that you'll never think to speak to me like that again. Having a child with Matthew is the expected thing for a wife to do, so don't feel so special about it. Don't think you've fulfilled your role as a wife just because you've given birth once.
Are you telling me to have a second child as soon as possible?
That's one part of it. But first of all, I'm moving in with you.
Huh?
I'll start living with you today to discipline you. So get out of the hospital in 30 minutes.
What are you talking about? The doctors won't let you do that. It's common for women to be discharged from the hospital around a week after childbirth. I've never heard of being discharged in 30 minutes, even in fiction.
There you go. While you're complaining like that, time is flying by. You have 28 minutes left. Get out of the hospital as soon as possible.
I mean, that can't really be what's on your mind today. I think your priorities are clearly in the wrong order.
What are you talking about? For me, my priorities right now are disciplining my daughter-in-law and holding my grandchild. I don't care about anything else.
Even though your husband's funeral is going on?
Huh? What are you talking about? Don't say something so horrible. Just because my husband and I have been separated for 2 years, that kind of lie won't work. You really are insane. If my husband really passed away, I, his wife, would be the first to be notified. How dare you try to deceive me with such an insane and obvious lie? It's beyond rude.
Separated? Then, you really don't know, do you?
Huh? What are you trying to say?
Your husband, he passed away a few days ago. Last night was the wake, and today is the ceremony. Your brother-in-law will be the pallbearer.
What? You're going to keep telling me this lie?
You really don't know?
No one's contacted me that way.
Oh,
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're trying to upset me by saying something shocking so you can get rid of me as soon as possible.
no, it's not like that. I know what is appropriate to say or not. Just because you say insane things doesn't mean I have to be insane too.
Who's the insane one? You want to avoid living together so badly? Even if you're lying, can't you make up something more sensible? You really are a shitty wife, making up my husband's death for your own purposes.
If you are that suspicious, why don't you check with one of your relatives? I'm in my bed at the maternity hospital. From bed, I'm attending the funeral ceremony on tablet that Matthew prepared for me. I'm seeing my father-in-law off while watching what's going on over there in real time on the tablet.
You know, if you keep telling lies, I'll have no choice but to come there.
I'm only telling the truth, and I won't live with you.
Huh? You don't have the right to decide such things.
I don't think you have the right either. Goodbye now.
I can't believe it's true! My husband!
I guess you spoke to your brother-in-law. He said it was really sudden. Both Matthew and your brother-in-law said they haven't quite processed their emotions yet.
That's not important. Why didn't anyone contact me? Even though we're separated, I'm still the wife. You should have informed me first. I mean, shouldn't you, my daughter-in-law, have contacted me?
Please don't expect to be contacted by someone who has cut themselves off from you. Anyway, I heard that your brother-in-law had contacted you.
What? That never happened. You're lying.
He said you didn't pick up the phone no matter how many times he called. Not that I was actually there. I don't think your brother-in-law is the kind of person who would lie like that.
Could it be those repeated phone calls? I was too busy trying to track down Matthew's house, and I felt it was too noisy. I've blocked and refused those calls.
I see. So, you must have already blocked his number when he tried to send you texts later on. So, it wasn't that he didn't contact you, but that you had blocked him. So, blaming your brother-in-law or me for that is not the right thing to do, is it?
How could you let this happen? What does it mean? My husband's will. Why? How could he exclude me from his inheritance? It doesn't seem like there's much left in the will. It's terrible.
So why are you contacting me? My phone is not a place for you to air your complaints.
What happened to living together?
Huh? Are you still going on about that?
I'm on my way to your house now. I went to the trouble of finding out your address that day, but I couldn't get you to move in with me right away because of my husband. But that's not going to happen this time. From now on, you must change your bad attitude and do your best to take care of me. I will discipline you to behave in a manner befitting a wife. Why aren't you here? I told you that we would be living together from today.
I didn't agree to it. I'm taking shelter at my parents' house with our newborn daughter.
What do you mean taking shelter? You talk like it's an evacuation.
Oh, you are aware of that, aren't you? We are planning to move to a new place after things settle down.
Moving? You're moving again?
To be clear, we've already moved. Matthew has taken care of everything related to the move.
Matthew? You're deceiving and manipulating Matthew, aren't you? It's impossible he would keep moving without letting me know.
It's possible. We have 1 month left on the lease at the place you found, but I have no plans to return there.
Why the hell not? I said I'm moving in with you.
Why would I want to live with someone who is going to harass me all the time? We left 3 years ago with the sole purpose of avoiding that. And just to have you find out where I live and ask to move in with us was a real horror story. I will never tell you where we're moving to next.
Then where am I supposed to live?
You were living separately from your husband, right? Why don't you just go back to the place that you were living?
I couldn't pay the rent, so I was evicted.
Oh. 3 years ago, I thought you were at least working part-time. Did you quit?
I stopped doing that a long time ago.
What?
Even though we were living separately, my husband was paying my living expenses and rent. If I was frugal, I had enough money so that I didn't have to work part-time. But my husband passed away unexpectedly. I've been spending what money I had in hopes of getting an inheritance in the near future. And my wallet and accounts are empty. I don't even have enough money to stay in a hotel or anything.
Did you really think you were going to get an inheritance? I don't think you should expect that, timing-wise.
I'm his wife. Even if we were separated, I'm still his wife and entitled to an inheritance. I don't think there's a problem with that.
I heard that the reason for the separation was because you took money that you shouldn't have.
Huh? We're not talking about that now.
I'm telling you because I think it's relevant. I haven't been told the details of the money you took, but perhaps it was enough that he had to make a decision that you should be excluded from the will? Rather than spending money on going around looking for places to live, why don't you look at job postings and look for a job first? Especially if it's a live-in job, I'd recommend it because it would solve most of your current problems. And those places will let you work immediately.
You said you are living with your parents. Well then, I'll move in with you there.
Did you know our address?
What?
Ever since you tore up the first Christmas card my parents sent me when we were living together, just to be mean, I don't think you had any opportunity to learn our address, since you didn't write it down, did you?
Then tell me.
I don't want to.
You're my daughter-in-law, and you're fighting me?
You're the one who caused this.
Hey!
You're not getting anywhere. Can we end this now?
What? End it?
I've told you many times. You are cut off. This time, I had to reply because of the intrusion of what happened to your husband. But this is the end of it. I wish you a happy life. If you have time to complain about me, you have time to think about your own future. The baby is waking up, so I'll leave you now.
Wait a minute! You need to listen to me! I haven't even held my grandson yet! Answer me! Selena!
The day after this, my mother-in-law showed up at her brother-in-law's house. In fact, her brother-in-law hadn't been in contact with her for the past 2 years. When he received a call from Matthew, he was preparing how to deal with her, thinking that she would go there next. So at the same time that my mother-in-law showed up, her uncle, who is a relative that my mother-in-law has a hard time with, appeared on the scene. He was going to place her in a live-in workplace through a friend of his. She was put in a black van that appeared at the uncle's signal, crying and sobbing, and left. Now she is working hard, being worn down by strict senior workers. As it's a live-in job, I guess it's good that she could find a place to live. Finally, I blocked her number. Once we get settled, Matthew and I will change our phone numbers.
Can you chat now? I've got a little suggestion. Casey? I can, but maybe I pass on the suggestion. LOL. Aw, don't be like that. Turning me down so smoothly hurts me. By the way, is Nate not around? No, he's away on a business trip. He's pretty busy with a new project these days. Well, that worked out perfectly then. For what? For the plan I schemed. Okay, a plan and a scheme are the same thing, you know. It's like toast and bread. Ugh, don't be nitpicky. Who cares? You've graduated with a degree, so get a proper job and put your dad's mind at ease. I don't want to talk about it right now. It's not the time for that. Let me just tell you about my plan. Okay. So, I have a suggestion for my favorite person. How about going on a trip for a tour of the Grand Canyon? Well, you know, a tour of the Grand Canyon is self-explanatory without the word trip. Jeez, you're so annoying. I really put thought into this for you. Alright, thank you. So that means it's a yes, right? I didn't say yes. Come on, say yes. I heard your dad passed away recently, right? I thought it might help to cheer you up. Oh, really? I'm so touched. Thank you, Casey. Alright, it's settled then. You'll cover all the travel expenses, okay? Casey, I don't think it's right that you just suggest and make me pay for it. I don't have that kind of money. You're full of lies. Normally the one making the suggestion pays, you know. It's rude to make me pay. But Ali, you work at my dad's company, right? That means it's basically the same as me paying you, isn't it? What kind of logic is that? Do you even have a brain inside your head? I do. I know you have a lot of money. You don't need to be so stingy. Look who's talking. Then why don't you get a job at your dad's company or something? I'm working hard to pursue my dream my own way. I just haven't gone all out yet. That's the classic excuse of a bum, you know. Don't call me a bum. Call me a dream chaser. I'm aiming to be a designer, you know. I have a big dream. Sure, if that's true, I'll support you. But first, actions speak louder than words. You're just a freeloader who married into the family. If you cross the line any further, I'll be very angry. Ugh. Anyway, I'm not going on a trip that's a trap for money pit like that. Forget it. Okay, let's do this then. Justin and I will go to the Grand Canyon. So cough up the money. Oh God, what are you talking about? That's even more ridiculous, isn't it? Why do I have to pay? Who the heck is Justin anyway? You think I don't know anything, huh? But I sure do. I know you have loads of money. Yeah, right. Even if I did, I wouldn't spend it on a dumb, unemployed couple's trip. Get a job first, then talk about traveling. No. Normally adults treat the younger ones, you know. You're not normal. You don't work, just talk and hang out all day. In this situation, I can't possibly give you money. You're so old-fashioned. Knowing how to enjoy life is what allows me to create amazing things. That's what people who can balance work and private life say. Your situation is different. Ugh, never mind. So, can you just send me a check for 5,000? Geez, didn't I just say I'm not giving it to you? Is your brain filled with moron virus? Stop calling me dumb and moron. I will until you realize. You're trampling on my kindness. Just you wait, you'll regret this, you big dummy. What kindness? Hey Ali, why haven't you sent me the check? I begged you so much. I mean, why did you even think I would in the first place? There's no reason for it. I asked you so many times. You're being too persistent. If you really want to take a trip that badly, you should get a part-time job or something. Make your own money. Alright, I get it. In that case, you should give me the money to rebuild the house. Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I'm already in the process of rebuilding. What are you saying? Is your brain made of pudding? I really don't get it, but I can tell you're being mean. You're the mean one, Casey. How? What's wrong with receiving money from someone who's well off? I know everything. When your dad passed away, he left you a significant amount of inheritance. What? Congratulations on inheriting $5 million, Ali. Thanks to that, I'm building a mansion worth $1 million. When will you share some of that money with me? I have to make some payments soon.
What are you talking about?
You're shameless. It's so obvious. You've split the total in half with your mom, right? So you must have gotten over $5 million. You can't claim to have no money, LOL.
Well,
as I mentioned, the house we're rebuilding right now is worth $1 million.
oh my god.
It's a mansion. Isn't it great? I can't wait.
You're joking, right? Surely your family will notice if you do something so reckless.
Oh, it's not my house. It's Justin's.
Okay.
So, when can I get it? The $5 million. I've used various things as collateral to get the loans. So I have to repay it soon.
That's none of my business. Figure it out on your own.
Oh, come on. It's way too late now, LOL. The construction has already started. Do it for your lovely sister-in-law, LOL.
This is outrageous. Why did such excellent parents end up with a daughter like you? Your lack of intelligence amazes me.
Shut up. You know Justin is a business owner too. He's a more competent businessman than my brother and earns a lot more than my dad's company. I mean, family-run businesses are kinda lame to be honest, LOL.
Then you can ask him for money. If he's what you say, there shouldn't be any issue, right? Why are you pestering me?
If I did, it would just inconvenience him. Absolutely not. Besides, he's fronted some money for me, so...
I mean, it's his house that's being rebuilt, isn't it? Then it's only natural for him to cover it. You, and especially me, have no reason to pay.
Oh, well...
You didn't think it was strange, huh?
But you should still pay. We're getting married once the house is finished, you know? I'll be his wife.
What about your dream of becoming a designer? You hadn't thought about that?
I'm still going to continue my studies. Even after we're married, I can still pursue my dream as a designer. You should hand over $5 million as a wedding gift.
About that, I didn't inherit anything.
What?
I renounced it because it was too complicated.
No!
Yeah, so I haven't received a single cent.
Not a single cent? What the heck? Are you kidding me? There was $5 million, right? I know everything.
Well, it seems there might have been something like that. I wish I would have gotten it, LOL.
Why didn't you? You're the biggest idiot.
It was mostly debts, you see.
Huh? Even though it was an inheritance, there were debts?
Yeah, you didn't know? Debts are inherited too.
Whoa.
So what remained was about 200,000 give or take.
You have that much? Give it to me.
Jeez, is your brain made of melting cheese or something?
It's not melting.
Because of my dad, my mom went through a lot. So I gave her what remained.
Oh my god. And you think you've done something good, don't you? You fake phony do-gooder.
I have a younger brother who felt the same way. We discussed it and decided to renounce the inheritance. We didn't want any money left over from the debts. So I won't give a single cent to you, dummy. Or rather, I can't, LOL.
I'm not letting this go.
Sorry, I have no money, LOL.
Hey, Ali, how's it going?
I'm tired from work. I bet you're bouncy as usual. You're not working after all. So envious, LOL.
Quit it. I'm tired too. I just moved.
Did you? To Justin's place? That's cool.
Nope, your mum's place.
What the?
Justin's with me too.
What on earth are you doing, barging into her house?
Oh, we just want to bond with her, who inherited a fortune, you know? We're thinking we take care of her.
No, get out of there now. Do you want a sriracha sauce injected into your artery?
Stop it!
Then leave.
No way! Since we're already here, we want to take our share of the inheritance. We won't be satisfied otherwise, LOL.
How did you even get in? The door was locked, right?
We just used the window, you know?
That's trespassing. That's a serious crime. Knock it off.
By the way, she isn't here. Where did she go?
Oh, she moved 3 days ago to a new apartment she bought.
What?
That house is too big for just her, so she's selling it.
What the heck? We moved some stuff in, you know?
It's a sentimental place, but she had to sell it to pay off Dad's debt. She had no choice. Goodbye, my childhood home.
Wait, what about us?
I don't care. You did this on your own, didn't you?
The construction of Justin's house was stopped because we don't have money. Now we don't have a place to go.
That's none of my business, LOL. Woohoo! Don't get too excited.
Please, Ali, let us stay at your place. I'll even get down on my knees and beg if you'd like.
No, LOL. Seriously?
Please, pretty please.
But first, don't you have something to tell me and your dad?
Huh? Thanks for giving birth to me?
I don't recall giving birth to you. And it's physically impossible for him. He's not Schwarzenegger and Jr., you know?
What are you talking about?
Well, you see, you've taken a title deed from his office, right? That's another serious crime, you know?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe we should report it to the police. Let the experts handle it.
Hold on.
Having the title deed alone won't get you a loan, okay? Especially if someone who isn't even the owner goes to a bank with just that and tries to loan against it. No bank will ever accept it. You get that, right?
No. Really?
How old are you? Can you please gain more common sense?
I'm not experienced enough in life to know all that stuff.
Besides, the person you showed the company's title deed to is someone your dad deals with.
What? I didn't know.
He contacted the office right away, saying a suspicious couple brought the land title deed. He was really skeptical, as he should be, LOL.
Oh yeah, he did make a phone call while we were waiting. That time, huh?
It was chaos in the office as your dad was outraged. He was going to call the police. I convinced him to spare you from that. You should be grateful to me.
Oh my god, Ali! So are you gonna help me out?
Huh? Yeah, right, LOL.
Ugh.
If you targeted my mom and her home, it's a different story now. Do you even realize what you've done? The police will be there soon.
I hear the siren.
That was fast. Impressive. Our police department is excellent, huh?
Ali?
Yeah?
I'll work at my dad's company starting tomorrow. I'll turn over a new leaf and work seriously. Please tell him to help me.
No way, LOL.
Please.
Good luck being under police custody.
No, why? Why won't you help me?
What a shallow girl Casey is. Afterward, she and the self-proclaimed entrepreneur, Justin, were easily arrested by the officers at my mom's house. Well, that's normal after what they've done, right? By the way, the bank rep told them that he would hold on to the title deed for screening. And then he returned it to my father-in-law. Thank goodness he was the rep in charge of the company. After the incident, Casey was disowned and kicked out of the house. It's a case of reaping what you sow. Furthermore, she had borrowed money from all over the place to rebuild Justin's house. Now she is working diligently at a factory in the suburbs, paying off the debts alone. Reportedly, she's become alarmingly thin. By the way, Justin, on the other hand, was found to have gotten into some shady business at his company. He's still making use of the long-term stay plan at the detention center. I guess he's even more foolish than Casey. I hope they'll get their act together after all this. Thanks for watching the video till the end. Please check out our other videos as well.
Hey, it's such a happy day. What do you mean you can't come?
Ashley, as I explained to you earlier, my mother passed away.
I heard about that. I'm asking why you can't come over here.
I'm sorry, it's so sudden. I was surprised too.
Today is the first birthday celebration of a relative's child.
I'm very happy for you, but I'm afraid Cash and I can't come this time.
Why can't even Cash come?
His wife's mother passed away. As a husband, isn't it only natural for him to attend the funeral?
Don't just decide according to your set of rules. We have our own rules. It's a happy occasion, so I won't allow him to miss it.
I'm sorry. We'll celebrate at a later date.
I told you before that it's a gathering of relatives. I won't allow you to cancel our plans just for a funeral that popped up later. You and Cash, come home right now.
My father passed away 3 years ago, and I have to be the pallbearer.
I don't care about your parents' funeral.
It's important to me. I want to give her a proper send-off.
Just blow it off and come over here. It won't make any difference whether you're there or not.
What a thing to say. Didn't your mother do your father's funeral?
Of course she did. He was the head of the family. We had to send him off in style.
I feel the same way. She raised my sister and me with love. There are many people who will come to say goodbye to her. As a daughter, I want to say goodbye to her.
It's only about 20 people. My husband's family had over 100.
I don't want to compete.
How long will it take you to get back? Take off your funeral clothes. It's bad luck. We're celebrating a happy occasion. I don't want any gloom.
I'm saying I can't go back.
You're putting Cash in an awkward position. He's the heir to the family. You want to live in this town from now on and be ostracized by all your relatives?
That's not good, but...
Then you should get out of that thing and come here. You have to show that you're a good wife.
I think there are priorities. Maybe next time.
If you're that stubborn, get a divorce.
Huh?
You don't have to come back. If you love your mother so much, you should get in a coffin with her. But Cash, send him over here.
Just wait a minute.
You've been away from home since the day before yesterday. You have no sense of responsibility even though you're my daughter-in-law.
You gave us permission, didn't you?
I forgot about the birthday party. If I'd remembered it, I wouldn't have let you go.
I've got a lot of formalities to go through, so I thought I'd stay here for a week or so.
Oh my God. You are the most irresponsible person I've ever met. There are no wives like you anywhere. I can't believe you won't listen to your mother-in-law.
The funeral started, so if you'll excuse me, I'm sorry.
Hey, you! Wait! Get off your ass and do your duty as a wife.
My mother-in-law is really annoying. My name is Yvonne. I'm 32 years old. I live with my husband in his hometown, at his mother's house. My father-in-law has passed away, so the three of us live together. It's torture living with my mother-in-law. At first, she pretended to be nice. She was very calm and gentle. I thought, I can get along with her. Once I started living with her thinking that, she gradually began to reveal her true nature. I am working and my mother-in-law is home every day. She does not do any housework but complains about every little thing. She has complained to my husband on more than one occasion. My husband has asked me if I wanted to move out of the house, but my work schedule made it impossible for me to leave this place for the time being. I had to be patient. I couldn't concentrate on my mother's funeral. The staff at the funeral home called me to the lobby. My mother-in-law interfered with my mother's funeral in the most ridiculous way. Ashley, what are you doing to me?
What is it? What did I do?
Please don't play dumb. I was called by the funeral hall staff and came out to the lobby. You've been making prank calls to the funeral home and honking your horn in the parking lot.
This is going to ruin the funeral. You and Cash come over here and I'll stop harassing you.
You can't drive. And who is the one honking the horn?
It's none of your business.
Why do you want me to go to the celebration so badly?
I don't want people to think I'm a mother-in-law who can't control my son's wife.
Your relatives are family. Why do you have to look good?
If I tell you to come back, you come back. Then they'll be impressed with how well I've trained you.
I'm not a dog. Please stop thinking about discipline and control.
A wife is like a pet. If you get the training wrong the first time, you'll have a hard time after that.
Please don't interfere with the funeral. I want everyone to say goodbye to my mother. I can't say goodbye to her with all the noise.
Then come back.
There's still the casket and the burial to go to. If I, the eldest, leave, my sister will be nervous.
You want me to come to the graveyard? That's fine with me, but I don't think you'd like that, would you?
I don't think your relatives will be happy if I leave my parents' funeral behind and come over to celebrate a birthday.
Nobody knows anything about the funeral.
Oh, you haven't told them?
You want me to tell them? Or are you trying to get money, nasty woman?
I mean, there's a big difference between just not going and not going because of a funeral. If I told someone that my mother passed away, I'm sure anyone with common sense would understand.
Are all your relatives like you? Yes, they are a sensible family, unlike your insane one. Don't worry, I didn't say you wouldn't attend. If you come now, you can make it.
Ashley, has Cash called you? He's very angry.
He doesn't matter. He doesn't understand the importance of educating his wife.
He'll be back as soon as the cremation is over. Cash just called the relatives.
That's too late.
No, they said they'll delay the start time a little and everyone will stay behind.
Really? That's good. You didn't tell anyone about what I just did you? You know what would happen if you called the police or something.
I didn't.
Oh, good. Then get it over with. We don't have time for dead people.
You're right.
The birthday present is $1,000.
That much?
I've been very indebted to that family for a long time. The birth of their long-awaited first son should be worth that much.
I understand.
I've prepared an envelope for you to put it in with my congratulations.
Okay, I'll leave you to it.
You're not done yet? I'm waiting at home. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and come home.
Cash and I are already at the relative's house. What are you doing, Ashley?
What? I was waiting at home for you to pick me up.
It's a 20-minute walk. Why didn't you come by yourself?
Did you give them the congratulatory gift? I hope you gave the right amount.
Yes, I gave them $100.
You just gave it to them without me? I said $1,000. $100 is too little. That's not right.
Everyone gave $50 to $100.
That's why we're special. I'll apologize and give them the remainder. So give me the other $900 immediately.
It's obvious. You were going to take out $900, weren't you?
Do you think I would be so stingy?
I do.
I'm on my way. I'll tell you a thing or two.
Maybe you shouldn't come.
Why not?
I don't know what's gonna happen.
What?
They're all very angry.
Why?
They are wondering what kind of mother-in-law would ask her daughter-in-law's parents' funeral to be cancelled.
Why did you tell them?
We had to tell them why we were late, didn't we? I was worried that they were all crazy like you, but I'm glad they all understood. I went to the house in tears and everyone was worried about me. I was relieved to hear that you were the only one who was crazy.
This is between you and me. You made a big deal out of it.
No, you're the one who got us all into this mess. Even the birthday celebration was supposed to be a small family affair. But you intervened and told us to have a big party with lots of people, didn't you?
It's more fun that way. It's a happy occasion. What's wrong with that?
I heard that even in the countryside, there aren't people who give $1,000. I was about to be fooled.
That's enough. I won't go to the celebration. Say hi to everyone for me.
It's not just a celebration. You'd better realize that you won't be invited to all the weddings and funerals in the future. Even if you want to go, you'll be uninvited.
Why not?
Doing this to the daughter of the president who's been so kind to you, everyone says they don't even want to think of you as their relative.
What do you mean?
They wanted to go to the president's funeral themselves, but they also said it was sad that they were not allowed to attend so as not to burden the employees.
Who's the boss?
Do you know of a chain of commercial facilities that operates mainly in rural areas?
Nyasco, right? There's one near my house. Of course I know of it. But so what?
It's a medium-sized shopping mall. It's very much appreciated by people in rural areas that don't even have shopping malls.
Many of my relatives and neighbors work there. I believe you work there part-time or something?
It's been talked about in the media as a way to help solve the local employment problem.
So what's the point? Tell me already.
It was my mother who developed Nyasco.
What?
She was the president of Nyasco Corporation.
Your mother was the president? Why didn't you tell me?
When we greeted each other before our wedding, my mother told me that she would decide whether or not to tell you about her business.
She didn't tell me.
That's what I meant. My mother decided she shouldn't tell you.
Why not?
When you're the president of a big company, there's no end of people asking for money.
Are you saying I'm like that?
In fact, you are so dirty with money that you even tried to steal the birthday money. You took advantage of a child's celebration and tried to make $900. There's no limit to the extent of your greed. That's my mother. She saw right through it.
You're out of line. You are disrespecting your mother-in-law.
If I knew you were such a mother-in-law, why do you think I moved in with you?
Because Cash, who loves his mother, suggested it, right?
No, it was because I needed to stay here for a while for the opening of Nyasco's new store.
What?
I am not a part-timer. I was an area manager in charge of setting up and managing the store.
What's an area manager? I don't understand. Is that big?
It's not big. It's a job with a lot of responsibility.
You're just a low-level worker, so don't get all smug about it.
I'm not an area manager anymore.
Don't tell me you were fired for being too incompetent. Well, that makes sense. Do you want me to do it for you?
No thanks. You're the only one I won't be hiring under my authority.
Who do you think you are? Will you stop being an insane, unemployed person?
I am not unemployed. I'm taking over as president of the company in accordance with my mother's wishes.
What?
I'll be working at the head office, so I'm moving out and moving back to Tokyo. I will start a new life in Tokyo with cash, so...
Wait a minute.
Please live quietly in this peaceful town without being bothered by anyone.
You're not taking me with you?
The house my mother left behind is certainly large, so it's not impossible to invite you.
Then it's settled. I've always wanted to live in Tokyo. I've always longed to live in the city.
I'm not going to invite the trash who interrupted my mother's funeral and didn't even let me take my time to say goodbye.
What?
Today, my sister and I promised to toast together while looking at my mother's portrait. Now she's waiting for me to come home alone because of Trashly.
I think you're talking to the wrong person. I am your mother-in-law.
What's wrong with calling you Trashly? Acting like trash and talking so big?
Just because you're the president doesn't mean you can act so high and mighty. Oh my, some people change when they have money.
Shut up, Trashly.
Don't say that.
Ashley is such a pretty name. It doesn't suit you, so I changed it. I left you with Ash. You should be happy. Or I'll call you Trash. I feel sorry for the Lee used for a trash name like yours.
Smart ass girl.
Cash loved our mother too. He adored her more than his own parents. That's why he's so angry about this. He says he doesn't mind if we cut off our relationship with you.
Cash has nothing to do with this. He is my son. Of course he would take my side.
You really are an idiot. Cash started a new family. That's his priority.
Don't take away my son too.
That's okay. You have your thug boyfriend.
Huh?
A scumbag with no money and no teeth whom you've been dating since your husband was still alive. The youngest of 8 brothers, Butch, 59 years old. You two are a perfect couple. Trash and scum.
How do you know all about that?
Cash caught some asshole honking his horn in the funeral home parking lot. He told him to tell everything or he'd call the cops, and Butch folded.
Damn Butch.
You've got a bad temper and bad taste in men. You're helpless.
I can't stand it. I can't believe I'm being so ragged on by you. You should watch your step.
That's my line. No matter how angry Trashly gets, there's no one left who will listen to her anger. You need to understand your situation. Loneliness is the hardest thing for a human being.
I've never heard of anyone being cut off for disturbing a funeral.
I've never heard of anyone disturbing a funeral. By the way, did you know that's a crime?
I've never heard of such a crime.
It's called obstructing a sermon. I went to law school, so I remember thinking there was such a thing.
No way.
A prank call to a funeral home is a crime of obstruction.
I didn't mean to commit a crime.
So?
You're not going to help me? You inherited a large amount of money, didn't you? You're the president of Nyasco, so you'll be making a lot of money from now on. Somehow, with the power of money, could you...
Our company is also big on donations. We build schools and wells overseas. We can't spend money on garbage.
Oh, please.
Don't bother me or Cash ever again. I won't even let you see your grandchildren. Well, I think you'll be arrested, so you might not see them even if you wanted to.
You said you wouldn't report me.
I didn't, but the ceremony hall did. You and your scumbag boyfriend are going to be sorry in a cage.
Oh no.
I'm going back to my sister's. I don't want to be disturbed. I'll block you. Goodbye, Trashly. Trashly was arrested. Unfortunately, it was her first offense, so she was just fined. Perhaps it would have been easier to go to jail, because she was cut off from 8/10 of the town, or should I say, plenty of the town. It seems that she was completely ostracized by the people. By the way, do you know what the other 2/10 of the town are? I heard it's to lend a hand at least for the funerals and the fires. I wonder if there's anyone who can give a hand to Trashley. As for me, my work is so hard that I don't even have time to worry about Trashley. Once again, I realize how great my mother was. I'm going to do my best to fulfill my mother's wish, which was to cheer up Japan.
I'm leaving you. I can't believe you were married. I can't believe it.
Molly, wait a minute. Don't be deceived.
What do you mean deceived? You're dating me when you have a wife, right? She introduced herself as your wife.
You must have been surprised. Really, I'm sorry about you being startled. That's that girl I told you about. The girl who was stalking me back home. I thought it was over when I got transferred. I didn't think she'd come follow me all the way over here. She's a little crazy. She just called herself my wife. You don't need to believe her.
I see. That woman, Rebecca, was your stalker.
Yes, that's right. I'm really in a bind. Oh, don't worry. That stalker girl is gone. I'll protect you, don't worry. Where are you? I'll go get you.
No thanks. I got a room at a hotel. I'll stay there tonight.
Don't be silly. I said I'll pick you up. The hotel in front of the airport, right? West entrance, east entrance.
Nope. I'll take the bus. Get off at another stop and stay there.
Okay, it's a little far, but okay, I'll go. Where's the bus stop? Tell me, I'll be right there.
Don't come.
Why not?
You still don't get it?
Huh? What?
I know everything.
Huh? You know? Don't tell me you believe what she says. She's crazy. She just calls herself my wife or something. Of course I'm right. Right?
No. I met your wife in your apartment and we had a long talk, face to face.
What? Were you okay? She didn't hurt you. That woman. My precious Molly.
Just hear me out. You know what? When you told me about the stalker woman before, you said she was a cunning bitch, quick to lose her temper, and doesn't listen to anyone, right? But when I actually talked to her, she wasn't like that at all. On the contrary, she had all her identification, proof that you were married, etc. She told me to calm down and offered to talk about it. Then I was able to calm down and talk. Now I know everything you're trying to hide.
Of course, that's her plan. She made up all that evidence. It's fake. Don't be fooled. Anyway, she's cunning.
I don't think it's called cunning. I think it's called calm, collected, and clear-headed.
Oh my god, she's brainwashed you.
You still say that? LOL. Ma'am, it's not a coincidence that you ran into me.
Huh?
She found out from a tip from an acquaintance that you and I were living together, so she hired a private detective.
Private detective? Did you say who the tip was from?
There's no way she would tell me under the circumstances. So she did her research and here we are today. Because of that, I now understand that the transfer you're talking about is to leave your wife behind in your hometown and move out on your own. I now have a clear understanding of the situation. Your wife is a smart woman who doesn't deserve a moron like you.
Wait a minute, Molly, that's...
Also, she also knew that you lied to me about being single.
Huh?
So, after confronting you with the truth, it seems she came during the time when only I would be there to confirm what I wanted to do from that point. Therefore, even though we can call it a meeting between me and your wife. To be precise, things just unfolded as your wife had planned.
Oh my god. But if you women talked it out, that's fine, right?
I never said it was resolved through discussion. We were accompanied by your wife's lawyer. We're going to take the appropriate action from this point, and we're going to settle the matter.
Lawyer? Hey, Molly. I may have told you I'm single. I lied out of love because I wanted to marry you. It's because I love you. You understand, won't you, sweet Molly?
That's enough. I understand.
I'm glad you understand, Molly. You are the best. I'll take you over my wife anytime. She's so mean. She'd go and get a private detective. You're all I've got.
I didn't know you were that stupid.
What?
What kind of a lie is love? If you're married, you're supposed to put an end to your marriage first and then start a relationship with another woman. What you are doing is disgusting as a human being. And I was forced to have an affair without my knowledge. It's not a joke.
But you know, we were dating on the premise of marriage, right? I even met your parents. If that woman hadn't stormed in, we would have gotten married, right?
That's right. In other words, you even committed marriage fraud.
What? Why would I do that?
You made me put down a payment of $5,000 on your own car.
What? Because if we got married, we'd be using money as a couple and you'd be driving the car.
Are you seriously out of your mind? I can't believe you would have the nerve to marry me under these circumstances. I'm not going to talk to my parents and get a lawyer. I'll ask you to make contact through my lawyer in the future.
Oh, why? You love me, right? Then whether I have a wife or not, as long as you love me, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, say something. Huh? What's this?
It means that all of these message screen caps have already been sent to your wife, Rebecca. I'll tell you now, even if you divorce Rebecca, I'm not going to marry you. That's enough. I hate dishonest people. Immediately after this, I blocked Miles. Thereafter, I left it to a lawyer. Anyway, I told him through my lawyer that there was no way I could marry a man who would betray his wife. But he insisted that it was a trivial matter for two people who love each other. After the conversation was over, Miles's parents came to me, apologized, and gave me a refund of $5,000 plus compensation. Next, Miles's divorce from his wife was finalized. He started stalking me, saying that now he could marry me. I went to the lawyer again and put a restraining order on him. And finally I had peace. It was all so tiring. He is now in the middle of being forced to quit his job and sent to a church of an acquaintance, where he is going to be rehabilitated for his bad temper. Austin, divorce me right away.
Huh? Casey?
I don't need someone like you anymore. You low-income trash. Divorce, divorce. Divorce is the only way.
Hey, calm down. What's the matter with you?
I told you, I'm divorcing you.
Can you at least tell me why? It's so abrupt, I'm confused.
I've been telling you for a while now. You're a low-income bum. Don't tell me you don't know why.
Because I'm unemployed?
That's right. You know what I'm talking about. You were working for an exploitive company with low pay. It's been 6 months since you quit, and you still haven't tried to get a new job? You've gotten a taste of living off my high income as an employee of a major company. What is a man supposed to do if he's not the breadwinner of the family?
The reason I left my job was because I got sick, so it's no wonder.
You've recovered completely, but you're not looking for a job.
I'm not looking for a job. I'm preparing to start my own business. Thanks to the Labor Bureau's help, I've been able to get my unpaid overtime and severance pay. I had no time to spend money in the first place, so I have a good amount of savings. I told you we'd be okay financially for a while. I'm sure I've explained it to you many times.
That's it, there. That's not good enough.
That?
You're too soft-hearted. You were working in the sweatshop, and your bosses were pushing you to do even more work. That's why you broke down and were forced to quit.
I know that's something I should reflect on, but...
You're such a social weakling. You starting your own business. Don't make me laugh. I'm only losing money by being with someone like you. There's no point in staying married to a husband you know will fail. I've decided I won't be tricked anymore.
I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to change who I used to be.
Low-income scumbags are cocky. I'd really like to ask for alimony, but I don't think you have that kind of money right now. I'll just take all of our joint savings and be satisfied with that. Sign the divorce papers I left in the living room and get them to the courthouse. You don't have any objections, do you?
Huh? What do you mean, divorce papers? You're going to divorce me right now?
Of course I am. If you don't get on with it, you never know when it's going to be a problem. I left the apartment while you were out all morning playing around. I really wanted you to leave, but the apartment is in your name. I had no choice but to move out. Well, I can see a future where you'll be forced to leave because you can't pay the rent now.
Wait a minute. Let's calm down and discuss this properly.
No, I don't want to. Being married to a low-income, trashy husband is nothing but hell. Goodbye. At best, live like a weak man who was abandoned by his wife and live a poor life. Austin, it's been 3 years. I hope you've reflected on your past by now. You did, didn't you? I thought it was time for you to repent your foolishness and come to me for help. So I've been kind enough to contact you. How kind of me.
Who are you?
Huh? Hi, it's Casey. Your wife?
I don't have a wife with that name. You've got the wrong person.
You're being so tough again.
What do you want?
You haven't contacted me even once in the 3 years since our divorce. I thought maybe you were still living at the bottom of the heap and were embarrassed and stubborn. I wonder what park you are homeless in. I'm sure you're living a very poor life. That's why I called you.
I see. Thank you for taking the time to do that.
Well, I'll get back to talking about you.
No, thank you.
What? You're still stubborn. You're the one who's in trouble because you can't get back with me. The one who makes a lot of money. It's time for you to stop being so stubborn and be honest.
I'm just being honest about my feelings.
Huh? You know what? I know you haven't changed much since our divorce 3 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, you're probably making less money than before. You don't even live in a decent house, do you?
What makes you think that?
I saw you on a street downtown. That empty store over there is where the popular cafeteria is going to open its 3rd branch, right? Was that interior work? You were working there in a dirty t-shirt and jeans, right?
Oh, you saw me. Yeah, that was me.
You were painting the walls. So are you working part-time as a painter or something? You know, it's a bottom-of-the-barrel kind of job.
Don't make fun of painters.
Well, you've just been told the truth and you're all red in the face.
Not me. It's just really rude to painters. I'm not a painter and that's not a part-time job. It's my cafe and I painted it myself with passion.
What's that? LOL. Well, that's whatever. So, where do you live now?
Why?
I just decided to get back together with you. Did you read the text message?
I never said I agreed to get back together with you.
Oh my, what else could your response be other than yes? You know that if you remarry me with a high income, your life will be stable, right? I am the only woman who would marry low-income trash like you. I'll go to your place with a marriage certificate, so tell me where you live. Or are you so poor that you don't have a house? If you were homeless, you'd want to get back together with me, wouldn't you? LOL.
Casey, oh you. You say high income, high income. 4 hours a day, 4 or 5 times a week, $11 an hour.
Huh?
And I heard you're not working more than one job at the moment. How is that high income?
What are you talking about? I'm still an employee of a major company with a high income. I'm the envy of all career women.
No, you're not. Just 2 weeks ago, your relationship with your married boss got found out. You couldn't stay at the company, so you voluntarily resigned. You're working part-time now. I know.
Huh? Wait, why? How do you know?
You haven't figured it out yet? I mean, do you even know the name of your own employer? Working with an attitude like that, no matter how much of a part-timer you are, it's appalling.
Huh? What, you're just trying to show off?
Then I'll tell you. Who the hell do you think you are talking like that when you are working for me and my wife?
What? What are you talking about? And by wife? How can you have a wife if you're a low-income trash?
I'm already married and I'm the boss now.
What?
I own the cafeteria where you started working part-time the other day.
Huh?
A few months after you and I divorced, I successfully opened the first cafeteria. So now I'm the president and manager of the first store. And the person who became my wife was one of the opening staff there. Now she's the manager of the second store, where you are now.
Huh? Wait a minute. That female manager is your second wife?
That's what I meant. We got married 3 months ago.
What the hell? That's way too coincidental.
It's a really great coincidence, isn't it? I've left it up to my wife to interview and hire a new part-timer for the second restaurant. But the day before yesterday, she told me that she hired a new part-timer and it was you. I was so surprised. And then I found out through some contacts why you left your last job.
Really? What's going on?
My wife didn't know that the new part-timer was her husband's ex-wife, so she hired you. When she heard about it from me, she just looked shocked and appalled.
I'm surprised too. I didn't know you were running a cafe. And that you had the talent to expand to a third location. If you were planning to become the president, why didn't you tell me?
I told you that I was preparing to start my own business. But when I tried to explain to you what I wanted to do, you said you didn't understand what I was trying to explain. You said it was pointless to ask me because I wouldn't succeed anyway. You wouldn't listen to me at all.
Well,
Well, let's not talk about that. I've decided to let you work here for a while, just to see how it goes. If you don't feel comfortable, you can quit. If you're willing to separate your work and private life, I don't mind at all if you keep working here. What are you going to do?
Of course I'm going to quit. I can't imagine being used by you and your wife. It would be such a humiliating thing to do.
Yes, I get it.
Damn it. I thought I could work at a popular cafe. But because of you, I've wasted my time.
If you had checked the president's greeting on the homepage, you would have figured it out. Didn't you check that before you applied? Oh well, I'm sorry for taking up your time.
Oh, give me a break. What is this certified male? What do you think you're doing?
Did you get it? Well, it's just what it says.
You want me to pay alimony? What reason would there be for alimony?
About the infidelity with your boss, which we talked about the other day.
What?
You were having a relationship all the way back from when we were still married. I found out from the evidence I gathered.
No way.
Now that I know, it's possible to file for alimony even now. I'm going to make sure it gets done.
Oh no. My boss's wife wants me to pay compensation too. And now I've been fired from my job. I was just wondering how I was going to make ends meet, and now you're adding on another layer? Don't you feel sorry for me?
I'm sorry. You'll have to go through a lawyer for your side of the story.
Huh?
Well then, I'll leave you to it. My ex-wife was supposed to be excellent at her job, but I guess you could say she has a personality problem. However, she had good looks on the outside, so my present wife was easily fooled during the interview. Casey was in a hurry to get back with me because she was fired from her job, and then she remembered me. Even with a low income, she thought I must have saved up some money and didn't have time to spend it when I was working for that bad company. If I were thinking of starting a business, I must have a good amount of money. She was so full of expectation that she thought she would be the president's wife if she had succeeded. But no way, it backfired. As for me, I was relieved. The amount of compensation she has to pay has been further increased. Right now, it seems like she's working tirelessly, mainly focusing on jobs where she can earn money, often juggling multiple jobs every day.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.